You tuck yourself into bed every night, set your alarm, and give your body 8 full hours of rest. You know how important it is. Without sleep, your mind shuts down, your energy disappears, and your health falls apart. You'd never go days without sleeping because you know it would destroy your body. But here's the uncomfortable truth. While we're all obsessed with giving our bodies time to recover, we give our finances 0 hours of recovery. Not one dedicated hour each week to check our money. Not 10 minutes before bed to review expenses. Nothing. Think about it. Every day you repair your body, but your money, it stays broken. Your debt keeps growing while you sleep. Your savings stay empty. Your financial wounds never heal because you never let them recover. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on why ignoring financial recovery is silently destroying your future. We'll look at shocking numbers that will make you rethink your daily habits. We'll expose the psychology that tricks you into resting your body while exhausting your wallet. And most importantly, I'll show you how a few small shifts can transform your financial health forever. I'm Peter, and I help people understand money, personal finance, and how to build wealth, even in a world full of distractions. If you want to stop neglecting your financial health and finally give your money the recovery time it deserves, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button if this message resonates with you. Let's start with a number that should make you stop and think. The average person spends 8 hours a night asleep. That's 56 hours a week, 2,920 hours a year. Added up over a lifetime, and you're looking at more than 1/3 of your existence dedicated to physical recovery. Now, nobody argues with that. Sleep is essential. It heals your body, restores your mind, and keeps you functioning. Without it, your health collapses. You get cranky, exhausted, and unproductive. And we all accept this truth, that rest is not optional. It's a biological necessity. But here's the contradiction. While we fiercely protect those 8 hours of physical recovery, we give our finances 0 recovery hours. No time to repair debt. No time to rebuild savings. No time to prepare for emergencies. We treat financial wounds as if they'll heal on their own. But money doesn't work like the body. You can't just ignore it and hope it gets better. In fact, the opposite happens. Every day you avoid financial recovery, the damage compounds. That credit card you don't pay off, it grows with interest. That savings account you never fund, it falls further behind inflation. That retirement account you never check, it loses decades of potential compound growth. Let me put this in perspective. Sleeping 8 hours a night means you're investing 121 days each year into your body's health. But if you spend 0 days on financial recovery, you're actively investing nothing into your future stability. 0 days into preventing debt, 0 days into building security, 0 days into ensuring freedom. Imagine if you treated sleep the way you treated money. Imagine if you gave your body no time to recover. You'd collapse within days. You'd get sick, weak, and unable to function. But because the collapse of finances happens slowly, over years instead of days, we ignore it. We don't feel the crash immediately, so we pretend it isn't happening. And yet, silently, it is. Every month of neglect steals future comfort. Every year of ignoring financial recovery robs you of options, security, and peace of mind. Just as your body breaks down without sleep, your financial health breaks down without care. Here's the hidden cost. The average person will spend 11 years of their life sleeping, but they'll spend 0 years intentionally repairing their finances. One leads to health and renewal. The other leads to stress, debt, and insecurity. And the difference between the two explains why so many people live their entire lives tired, broke, and unprepared. While we spend 8 hours every night focused on physical recovery, here's what's happening with our money. And trust me, these numbers are going to wake you up. The average American household has just $1,200 in savings. That's barely enough to cover a flat tire, let alone a medical bill or job loss. In fact, nearly 57% of people couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing. Think about how fragile that is. One accident, one broken appliance, and most households are in crisis mode. At the same time, the average household carries about $9,000 in credit card debt. With interest rates hovering around 20%, that's more than $1,800 a year wasted on interest payments. Money that could have been paying down debt, building savings, or growing in investments is instead making banks and credit card companies rich. But that's just the beginning. When it comes to retirement, the numbers are even scarier. The median retirement savings for people aged 65 and older is just $88,000. At first glance, that might sound like a decent cushion, but if you follow the 4% withdrawal rule, the safe rate financial planners recommend, that's only $3,500 a year. That's less than $300 a month in retirement income. Imagine trying to survive on that. Here's the insane part. We spend nearly 1/3 of our lives sleeping to recover physically, yet we spend 0 time recovering financially. We ignore debt balances that grow every month. We ignore subscriptions silently draining our accounts. We ignore savings that fall behind while inflation eats away at their value. Think about what that means. You spend 8 hours a night recovering from physical exhaustion, but your finances wake up weaker every morning. Your debt is bigger, your savings are smaller, your future is shakier. You're moving backward while you sleep because you never set aside time for financial recovery. And here's the kicker. Financial stress doesn't just hurt your wallet, it spills into everything. People with high financial stress are twice as likely to suffer from anxiety and depression. They're more likely to argue with their spouses, more likely to delay healthcare, more likely to feel stuck in jobs they hate. We protect our bodies with recovery time because we know exhaustion is dangerous, but we leave our money completely unprotected, and the result is just as devastating. Ignoring your finances isn't harmless. It's an active choice to stay broke, stressed, and vulnerable. And the longer you ignore it, the harder it becomes to recover. Here's what I find fascinating. Why do we respect physical recovery so much, but completely ignore financial recovery? Why will we protect 8 hours of sleep like our life depends on it, but spend 0 hours repairing our money? The answer lies in psychology. Sleep is automatic. Your body forces you to do it. If you skip it, the effects show up immediately. You feel exhausted, cranky, unfocused. Push it further, and your body literally shuts down. You can't function without rest. That immediate feedback keeps us in line. We know we need it, and our biology doesn't give us a choice. But money doesn't work like that. Financial exhaustion doesn't hit overnight. It creeps in slowly. Skip budgeting for 1 week, nothing feels different. Ignore your retirement savings for 1 month, you don't collapse. Swipe your credit card for another purchase, you don't feel pain today. The damage builds quietly, compounding in the background until, years later, you're in a hole you can't climb out of. And because the consequences are delayed, our brains push financial recovery to the bottom of the list. We chase the things that feel good now, scrolling social media, buying something new, relaxing instead of facing the numbers. All of these give us a quick dopamine hit. They feel easy. They feel rewarding in the moment. Financial recovery, on the other hand, feels uncomfortable. Checking your bank account might trigger anxiety. Planning a budget feels like work. Thinking about retirement feels overwhelming. In psychological terms, we're wired to avoid pain and chase pleasure. That's why we'll happily rest our bodies, but ignore the financial wounds that desperately need healing. But here's the cruel irony. Avoiding financial recovery doesn't protect you from pain. It only multiplies it. Every dollar of debt left unchecked grows larger with compound interest. Every missed month of saving costs you decades of future growth. Every day you avoid looking at your money is another day you're digging the hole deeper. And while you're avoiding your own financial recovery, guess what's happening? You're making other people rich. Banks profit from your interest payments. Companies profit from your impulse buys. Tech giants profit from the hours you spend scrolling instead of learning about money. You're literally working against yourself, giving your time, energy, and wealth away because it feels easier in the moment. So what's the actual cost of never giving your money time to recover? Let's put some hard numbers on it, because once you see them, you'll realize how expensive neglect really is. First, subscriptions. The average person pays for around 12 different subscription services, from Netflix to Spotify to random apps they barely use. That adds up to about $273 per month, more than $3,200 a year. And studies show most people only use half of those subscriptions regularly. That means more than $1,500 a year is just money leaking out of your account because you never stop to cancel what you don't need. Next, credit card debt. With interest rates often around 20%, carrying a balance of $9,000 means you're throwing away roughly $1,800 every single year in interest payments. That's money you never get back. It doesn't build your wealth. It just lines the pockets of the credit card companies. And here's the painful part. If you invested that same $1,800 annually at a modest 7% return, after 30 years, it would grow to over $180,000. Ignoring debt recovery doesn't just cost you an interest. It costs you the wealth you could have built instead. Now, let's talk about income. The average person spends 8 hours a night sleeping, and then countless hours more scrolling, relaxing, or distracted. If you redirected just 1 hour a day toward building income, freelancing, a side hustle, learning a skill for promotion, you could easily earn an extra $10,000 to $20,000 per year. Over a 30-year career, that's $300,000 to $600,000. Add compound growth if you invested it, and we're talking about millions. Millions lost, not because you lacked opportunity, but because you never gave your money the recovery time to grow. And here's the biggest hidden cost: retirement neglect. Every year you delay saving is a year you lose out on compound interest. If you invest $200 a month starting at age 25, by retirement, you'll have more than $400,000. But if you wait until age 35 to start, you'll end up with less than half of that, around $200,000. 10 years of delay cuts your wealth in half. That's the cost of ignoring financial recovery. So while you're protecting 8 hours of sleep every night, your finances are bleeding thousands, even millions, because you never give them the same attention. The real cost of neglect isn't just money lost today. It's the opportunities, freedom, and security you'll never see tomorrow. Here's the encouraging part of this entire conversation. Fixing your finances doesn't require 8 hours a night. It doesn't even require an hour a day. All it takes is a tiny slice of time, even 15 minutes, redirected toward financial recovery. Think about it. 15 minutes is less than one episode of a TV show. It's less than the time you probably spend scrolling TikTok before bed. And yet, those 15 minutes can create changes worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Take subscriptions, for example. In 15 minutes, you could open your bank statement and scan for charges you forgot about. Chances are, you'd find at least 2 or 3. Cancel them, and you've instantly saved $50 to $100 a month. That's $600 to $1,200 a year, with zero sacrifice. Over 20 years, invested at a modest 7% return, that one 15-minute decision could grow into tens of thousands of dollars. Or take savings. Setting up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a high-yield savings account takes maybe 5 minutes. Tell your bank to move $100 on the first of every month, and then forget about it. After a year, you've saved $1,200. After 10 years, $12,000. With compound interest, that number grows even larger. That's thousands of dollars created by a decision that took less time than brushing your teeth. And what about investing? 15 minutes spent opening a retirement account and setting up automatic contributions could completely change your future. Contribute $200 a month starting at age 25, and by retirement, you'll have over $400,000. Wait until 35, and you'll only have about $200,000. That one small action taken today, in less time than it takes to watch a YouTube video, literally doubles your retirement wealth. Even financial education fits into this window. 15 minutes spent reading a book summary, watching an investing tutorial, or listening to a money podcast can give you tools that pay off for decades. Every time you trade a sliver of entertainment for learning, you're investing in yourself. Here's the point. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need to become a financial genius. You just need to consistently redirect a fraction of your time toward financial recovery. Because while 5 wasted hours a day adds up to 76 lost days each year, just 15 minutes of intentional action adds up to almost 4 full days a year dedicated to repairing and growing your money. And those 4 days can change your life forever. Here's what I love about this entire topic. Beating the average person financially doesn't require genius-level knowledge or Wall Street connections. The bar is set so low that even the smallest shifts in your habits can put you miles ahead. Let's start with savings. The average American saves only 6% of their income. 6 cents on the dollar. That means if you're earning $50,000 a year, you're saving just $3,000. And that's supposed to cover emergencies, vacations, and retirement. It's nowhere near enough. But here's the good news. If you simply raise your savings rate to 10%, you're already ahead of the majority of households. That's just an extra $167 a month on a $50,000 income. But over a decade, it builds serious financial stability. Now look at debt. Millions of people try to invest while still carrying high-interest credit card debt. It's like trying to fill a bathtub without plugging the drain. The water just keeps escaping. But if you focus on paying off that debt first, you instantly move ahead of the crowd. Why? Because while others are paying 20% interest to banks, you're freeing up your cash flow and avoiding one of the biggest wealth killers in modern life. And then there's investing. You don't need to pick the next hot stock or time the market. Simply contributing consistently to low-cost index funds already puts you ahead of the average investor. Most people either don't invest at all or they panic and jump in and out of the market, costing themselves money. By sticking to simple, consistent contributions, you're already outperforming the majority. The truth is, small shifts add up fast. Canceling unused subscriptions, automating savings, paying an extra $50 toward debt each month, investing just 1% more of your paycheck. None of these feel like massive lifestyle overhauls, but stack them together, and suddenly you're building momentum. Suddenly you're in a league above the average. Think about it this way. While everyone else is scrolling 5 hours a day and saving nothing, you could be quietly stacking wealth. While they're buying things they don't need to impress people they don't like, you're paying off debt. While they're stressed about bills, you're watching your investments grow. The gap between broke and financially free isn't created by giant leaps. It's created by small, consistent shifts. And the sooner you start making them, the sooner you separate yourself from the average. So, how do you actually break free from this trap? How do you stop giving all your recovery time to your body while leaving your finances completely neglected? The answer isn't complicated. It comes down to building a simple routine of financial recovery that works in the background of your life. Step 1. Track your financial vital signs. Just like you'd check your sleep hours or heart rate, you need to monitor your money. Look at your savings rate. Check your debt balances. Review your spending. If you never measure your financial health, you'll never know how bad the problem is, or when you're making progress. Most phones already track your sleep automatically. Imagine if you gave your finances that same level of attention. Step 2. Set aside dedicated recovery time. If you can give your body 8 hours of rest, you can certainly give your finances 30 minutes a week. Pick a time, Sunday night, Monday morning, whenever you're free, and treat it like an appointment. Use that half hour to cancel unused subscriptions, review bills, or adjust your budget. Those 30 minutes each week add up to 26 hours a year, and that's enough to transform your money situation completely. Step 3. Build automatic systems. Sleep works because your body handles it automatically. You don't have to consciously repair your cells every night. The same principle works with money. Set up automatic bill payments so you never pay late fees. Set up automatic transfers to savings. Set up automatic retirement contributions. Once these systems are running, financial recovery keeps happening even when you're not paying attention. Step 4. Reprogram your phone. Right now, your phone works against your financial health. It tempts you with shopping apps, impulse ads, and endless scrolling. But it can also become your most powerful recovery tool. Delete the apps that make you spend. Unfollow the accounts that push you to compare. Instead, follow financial educators, entrepreneurs, and investors. Use budgeting and investing apps. Turn the same device that drains you into one that builds you. Breaking this cycle doesn't require a dramatic lifestyle change. It requires awareness, intention, and systems. Just like you can't recover physically without sleep, you can't recover financially without attention. And the best part? Once you build the habit, it gets easier. The same way your body naturally falls into a sleep rhythm, your money can fall into a rhythm of growth and recovery. The numbers don't lie. The average person spends 8 hours a night recovering their body, but 0 hours recovering their finances. We give our bodies the time they need to heal, but we leave our money broken every single day. And that's why so many people stay stressed, broke, and unprepared for the future. But here's the truth. You don't have to be average. You don't have to repeat the same cycle year after year. You don't have to wake up every morning with your body rested and your wallet weaker. You get to choose a different path. Think about the people you know. Some of them seem calm about money. They're not stressed about bills. They take vacations without swiping a credit card. They invest quietly in the background, while everyone else is scrambling. Do you know why? It's not because they make millions. It's because they gave their finances recovery time. They tracked their numbers, built systems, and made small, consistent changes. That's it. Now, think about the alternative. Imagine 10 years from now, still spending 8 hours a night sleeping, but never giving your money any attention. The debt is larger. The savings are gone. Retirement is a distant fantasy. You're working harder, but going nowhere. That's the cost of choosing to stay average. But imagine if you flip the script. Imagine carving out just 10 minutes tonight. Open your banking app before you open Instagram. Cancel one subscription. Set up one automatic transfer. Take one step. That 10 minutes won't change your life overnight, but it will start the recovery process. And just like sleep, financial recovery works best when it's consistent. Night after night, week after week, year after year, the benefits multiply. Here's the reality. The average person will spend 11 years of their life asleep. 11 full years dedicated to recovery. If you redirected even 1% of that time toward your money, you'd end up in a completely different financial league. While others are broke and scrambling, you'd be stable, secure, and free. The bar is so low that you don't need to do anything extraordinary to get ahead. You just need to stop being average. Stop ignoring your money. Stop telling yourself you'll deal with it later. Later becomes years, and years become decades. The choice has to start now. So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, before you plug in your phone and close your eyes for 8 hours of rest, give your finances 10 minutes. Look at your accounts. Ask yourself one question. Am I letting my money recover, or am I letting it decay? Then take action. Cancel something. Save something. Invest something. Do something. Because every night you sleep, your body recovers. But every night you neglect your money, your future weakens. The choice is entirely yours. Rest your body and your wallet, or rest your body and stay broke. If this video opened your eyes to how much financial recovery you've been ignoring, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. But more importantly, take action. Don't just feel motivated in this moment. Carry it into your day. Carry it into your week. Build the habit. Build the systems. Build the future you deserve. Your body needs recovery. Your money does too. And the sooner you give it that recovery time, the sooner you stop being average and start being free. The choice is yours.